Live from New Bedford, ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of authenticity, inspiration, and realness. Also of good times, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here's your host of the show. He is Big Beefy E. He is Mr. Shenanigans and the elder statesman of the Rant and Rave podcast, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977. Episode number 2063. Holy cow. You know, I may have done something that I never thought I would do. Was call something that nobody expected happened. It happened. And I will explain that because the Elimination Chamber, we just got finished watching it. And, oh boy. You know, if anybody would have said, you know, everybody told me that this was not going to happen, Eric, I said, you never know. And I cannot get over it. It just blew my mind. If you have not watched the Elimination Chamber yet, and you're watching this video right now, please disregard this video until after you watch the Chamber. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Okay, from this point on, from this point, all right, from this point, if you have not watched the Chamber yet, please don't watch the video until afterwards. That's all I'm going to say. Or if you didn't want to watch the Elimination Chamber, but you still want to know what the heck is going on, keep watching the video, okay? That's all I'm going to say, all right? Let's start off. Lots of craziness has went down in the Elimination Chamber. Then we had, to kick it off was the Elimination Chamber match, the women's side. Whoever wins the matchup will face either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41. And that women's championship matchup between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky will happen this coming Monday on Monday Night Raw. But when the match began, Jade Cargill comes back out, marching to a purpose, and Liv Morgan got a look of fear in her face, and she thought she knew that she was going to get her butt kicked, but instead, and then Naomi looked back at Bianca Belair. And Jade Cargill was beating the snot out of Naomi. She was beating the heck out of Naomi to the point where Naomi could not continue and is out of the Elimination Chamber. Now the shocking thing is I'm surprised that Jade Cargill decided not to stick around and say I'm qualified for the Elimination Chamber. But then again, you got you know, you could have brought in the woman that Naomi defeated. It was Chelsea Green could have came in, or Piper Niven. I forget who Naomi beat to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. You could have had a returning Asuka, Kairi Sane, and all that, but that did not happen. So Liv Morgan decided to hang around a bit until and then Bianca Belair was in her pod saying no, she's screaming, she's crying. And then she was the second one to come out. And then Roxanne Perez. And then Bayley. And then Alexa Bliss. But in the end, Bianca Belair, first ever two-time winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match. So there's that. Then Rhea Ripley and Io Sky both confront Belair after the matchup. As you know, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley going to go at it for the Women's World title at Monday Night on Raw. Winner will face Rhea Ripley at Rhea Ripley or Io Sky at WrestleMania. So the winner will face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Gotcha. So another women's action, Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton joining forces in Trish Stratus' hometown of Toronto. Um, Facing Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. And Team TS, Trishie and Tiffy win the match. Before I go on, I know a young lady named Elizabeth, and don't forget her last name, she sang both national anthems. And I was shocked to hear the Canadian fans boo the American national anthem. I hate to say it, guys, and I really do. I try to respect everyone's, culture, everyone's countries, No, even though there's some politics from the other countries I do not agree with, or some that make no sense. However, I always respect when it comes to the national anthems. Always show respect. When it comes to our national anthem, we put our hands on our hearts and stand, and you can either sing or just stand there and show respect. But the Canadian fans were booing, and I think you know what it is. So it's kind of disrespectful to do that, because what if we booed the Canadian national anthem? That would not be right either. So, and I am, like I said, I'm very, very disappointed in, and our friends up north. But I know, listen, I can understand it. We gotta leave politics out of this, guys. This is why I don't discuss politics on this channel, because something like this happens, and nobody can be civil or rational with politics anymore. And I figure, why bother doing that when things are gonna go in one ear and out the other when it comes to politics. That's why I say forget it. Just go out and vote, and all that. That's all But very disappointed, very saddened about that. I mean, I don't boo the Canadian national anthem, or the British national anthem. I every time I listen to the British national anthem, it reminds me of the British Bulldog Davy Boy Smith, and I'm always, I'll probably stand there with a smile on my face and think about the Bulldog, But yeah, I'm very, very disappointed. But but this poor woman is singing the national anthem, both national anthems. Got to show respect to the lady, She was just doing her job, up there singing. You know what I mean? It's really disappointing. So, yeah, I feel saddened about that. But you know what, though? I have some friends in Canada, and I don't want to disrespect them, Respect's a two-way street, guys. Come on now, Anyways, moving on from that. Then the unsanctioned match happened. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens went at it. And, oh yeah, I did, let's see. I picked Liv Morgan to win this, the Elimination Chamber. I did not. That was the only, out of the 4 matches, that was the first one I got wrong. And then, with Jade Cargill returning and attacking Naomi, I'm going to go back to that. Was Naomi the suspect all along, or did Naomi and Bianca have something to do with it? Was set up Bianca? I think, something must have happened. So, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? And it's Stratus and Stratton against Jackson and LeRae. I picked Trish and Tiffany to win that matchup. They did. Unsanctioned matchup, anything goes. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Man, these boys have beaten the you-know-what out of each other, man. Let me tell you. It was insane, crazy, to the point where KO ended up winning the matchup. Officials and referees were trying to stop this match and stop the brawl, but it was unsanctioned. But then KO finally did win the matchup. I called Kevin Owens to win, and I called it. Randy Orton made his return, and then he RKO's Owens first time around. And then Orton said, you know what, that's not enough. He attempted a punt to the skull. Officials and security stops him. KO escapes the ring. And then Orton decided to RKO 4 security guards. It was nuts. It was nuts. So here comes the big main event. The men's elimination chamber match. Logan Paul versus Damian Priest versus CM Punk versus John Cena versus Drew McIntyre and versus Seth Rollins. And favorite part of that match, CM Punk eliminating Logan Paul. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, CM Punk. God bless CM Punk. That's all I'm going to say. God bless CM Punk. But it was down between Punk and John Cena. Now, I had a theory about that. Cena's going to win the Elimination Chamber. A little bit more on that. Cena ended up winning the Elimination Chamber. I'm not kidding you. After Seth Rollins was eliminated by Punk, he hit a curb stomp on CM Punk, and Seth Rollins watched as John Cena picked up the victory. And then as John Cena picked up the victory, here's where things get really, really interesting. Cody Rhodes comes out with the title. Comes over, congratulates Cena. Cena says, hey, you and me, WrestleMania, right? And then Travis Scott comes out for whatever reason, I don't know. And then here comes The Rock, the final boss. I said, now we're getting to the moment of truth. The Rock comes out, and John Cena was still in the ring. I was like, okay, he's still in the ring. What's this all about? So why is John Cena in the ring? So we don't know what. We had no clue, you know. I figured John Cena would lend moral support to Cody Rhodes, maybe. I don't know. To make this thing a good, clean match at WrestleMania, maybe. And then Rock says, hey, how about it? You want to be my champion? And then Cody Rhodes goes, you know what? I have no soul. Because I sold my soul to this business. To these people. And I've done it a long time ago. So Rock, you can go F yourself. I'm like, and he said the whole world, no bleep. I'm like, oh my gosh. Right? So, and so John Cena's like, hey, all right. And then as he hugged Cody Rhodes, he looks at the Rock. Rock just went. And then John Cena gave him like a stare look like, you know, I thought he was going to, like he didn't like what the Rock was saying. And then afterwards, John Cena kicked him in the uprights. Kicked Cody Rhodes in the uprights. I knew it. I called it. I have called it. I said John Cena's going to win the Elimination Chamber, and he's going to turn on Cody Rhodes and join forces with The Rock. I thought he would do that at WrestleMania like Austin did to The Rock at WrestleMania 17 back in 2001. But I didn't think he was going to do it at the Elimination Chamber, at the end of the Elimination Chamber. And then he grabbed Cody's Rolex, using it as like a pair of brass knucks, and attacked him with it. And then him and Travis Scott got a few shots in. And then The Rock grabbed the belt that says Cody's soul on it and the death date of the American Dream and started whapping Cody Rhodes with it. And then John Cena hits him with the belt a couple times. And all three of those guys walked out together, leaving Cody Rhodes in a pool of his own blood. And I never thought, you know, I said I called it. I was on the live reaction with on Brandon Martin's channel. I called it. I could not believe it. I was right. I knew John Cena was going to turn, but I didn't think it would be this soon. That's the only thing that I got wrong. I predicted it would maybe happen at WrestleMania, but I think that would make WrestleMania a big epic thing to do. But you know, even Michael Cole said the S word. He said he's going to stoop to this. He's going to go out and this is how you're going to go out, John Cena. I mean, I just cannot believe it. I could not believe it. Now, nobody share this video to my friend Romy. Do not share this video. I don't want him to know. He wants to watch it himself. He better watch the chamber himself. I'm telling you right now, if he wants to know what everybody's talking about, he better freaking tune in at the Elimination Chamber. Do not share this video with my friend Romy. Please do not. You know, I have nothing against him. Is that he doesn't want any spoilers. But all I can say is, I recommend it. If you don't want any spoilers, please don't watch this video. You know, I said it at the top. I just could not believe it. I can't get over it. Everybody's reacting to it. Everybody's shocked. I predicted Cena was going to win, so I'm 3-1 in my picks and predictions. I just cannot believe it would happen. I just cannot believe it would happen. The Elimination Chamber. I'm stunned. I'm stunned and I'm shocked. That's all I got to say, man. That's all I got to say. Elimination Chamber. Insane. John Cena turning. It's been like over 22 years in the making that this was going to happen. Unbelievable. Even Michael Cole said, there's children, millions of children that looked up to this man. I think battle lines are going to be drawn here. Who's siding with The Rock and Cena? Who's siding with Cody Rhodes? This is going to be fun. WrestleMania. It's going to be the most epic event ever. A 2-night event. This is going to get crazy. It's in Vegas. Craziness is going to happen, man. Everybody's in shock. I'm telling you. It's nuts. It's nuts. So that is all the time we have on this show. Episode 2063 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, the Elimination Chamber 2025 Event Center. John Cena. Unbelievable. I'm in shock. I'm just flabbergasted. I'm blind blown that I called it. But I expected it to be at WrestleMania, but not an Elimination Chamber. I think they're trying to make it more interesting. Everybody tune in. It's WrestleMania season, and I had a feeling something like this was going to go down, but I didn't think it was going to be at the Elimination Chamber at the end there. Wow. That's all I'm going to say. It's wow. So that's all the time we have on the show. Thank you for tuning in. Next episode, AEW. I'm going to talk about what happened on AEW Collision. Until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.